Los Angeles, California. We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello there, friends! And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who has used sorcery to make his pants and underwear disappear, and is currently using a penis pump to try and make his boner bigger. That's Cheech Clark.
What's up? Do those actually exist?
They do. I've seen them.
Oh, do they work?
No. And transmitting to us from the New York City sewer system, the bearded booger-eating Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, brat, brat.
Brat, brat, indeed. Woo! We got a packed show. A lot to cover, a lot to discuss. Real quick, though, I wanted to bring something to your guys' attention that I've had in my notes for a few weeks now. And it's something that I'm sure, as older gentlemen, we're way behind the curve on. But we do often talk about our wilder, crazier partying college days. Have you guys heard about Borgs?
No.
Shuddy?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, Borgs, it's an acronym, and it stands for Blackout Rage Gallon. And
Blackout Rage Gallon?
yeah. So what college kids are doing now is they buy a gallon of water and they pour half of it out, and then they add electrolyte powder, caffeine powder, squirts from Mio, you know, those concentrated little like flavor drops to flavor your water with.
Yeah.
So they'll blast some of that in there to add flavor and color, and then a half a gallon of vodka. And then they go to parties and they just carry their Borgs with them. And in like all these interviews about news story, like these news stories like, oh, the new drinking trend that's murdering your children, it's Borgs, ladies and gentlemen, Borgs. And they fucking, all these kids are like,
sounds pretty effective, if I'm being honest.
they're like, it's very responsible because like it has electrolytes and stuff, so it helps me drink responsibly and I stay hydrated and there's no hangover in the morning. It's like, it's also a half gallon of vodka, you fucking wacko. But like they have Borg parties and everybody shows up, dudes, chicks, they all have their fucking Borgs. And then they come up with silly little puns and nicknames, and they write a name of their Borg on the fucking side of the jug. And they're like, they also talk about how, you know, how responsible it is because nobody can roofie you because you always have your drink with you. And if you're ultra responsible whilst drinking your Borg, you'll put the cap back on it so nobody can slip shit in there. Shuddy Boy, you have a very disapproving parental look on your face.
I've never heard them referred to as that.
Oh, so you're aware of these gallon drinks, though?
Yes, I do still have a child that's going to college.
Maybe it's a regional thing, you know, like peppermint sandies or whatever the fuck they call Girl Scout cookies in different regions.
Yeah, like Can Jam. That's mostly like a drinking game in the Northeast.
But I'm not. So I'm more appalled at the specifics as you describe them than of the details that I was given when they've been discussed or that I've absorbed.
Oh,
Like I know that there are times when like Mio drops are just going straight into the alcohol as the mixer. But I did not fathom the scope of what was the idea behind it.
I mean, college kids getting sent to the ER for alcohol poisoning isn't anything new. But I guess they're saying it's increasing because of these things.
Yeah, but it also increased because of Four Locos.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's always it's increasing. It's so much as it's just one type of thing that's causing, that the whatever thing that's causing it the most shifts. But it's probably the same amount of dumb college kids being dumb fucking college kids.
I mean, could you imagine if we had thought of this?
I mean, you guys have videos of a bunch of dumb ideas that you have.
Yeah.
Kevin, Jungle Juice is not that far off from this.
I know.
Yeah.
But
it's
you also
insane.
didn't
I actually think it's a lot funner.
The only difference is, we weren't brazen enough to drink it by the gallon full.
Yeah, and keep a gallon with you.
Yeah.
We at least had to make trips to refill.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just this generation's Jungle Juice.
Yeah.
I think it would be selfish.
They just carry it around. Like I know that Kay just has like a bottle of Gatorade filled with vodka and something to chase it with, and she keeps those with her at parties, and she drinks because then she knows where her drink is at all times, and there's no.
Well, yeah, for my early to mid 20s, my move from whether people were coming over my place to drink or if we were going to a house party or something like that was I always had a bottle of Jack Daniels and like a liter or a 2 liter of Coke. I was always double fisting because I would just chug from the bottle and then chase it with a little bit of Coke. And that sounds pretty fucking stupid. I mean, I only killed the whole bottle once or twice and had horrible, horrible next days. Or behaved very poorly whilst blacked out. But, like, I don't know. I feel like if these things were around when we were in college, we for sure would have been.
Oh, my God. If we could have gotten our hands on concentrated flavor drops.
Yeah. Yeah, Mio wasn't a thing when we were in college.
There's no telling how much worse things could have gone for us.
And especially because you take a marker and you, like, decorate your own jug and fucking come up with like puns and stuff. Like they all had like Justin Borger and stuff like that. But like
Sure, you had a penis all over yours.
Oh yeah, there would have been like dicks all over it. Like I'm trying to think like 23 years ago what my Borg name would have been. Like nobody would get nowadays it would probably be like Ingmar Borgman and no college kids would get my reference to like mid-century Swedish art house directors, but I don't know. I probably would have gone with like
those cool college.
Mine would be Ernest Borg 9.
I probably would have just gone with the Cyborg. Meow meow
nice.
meow 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 meow
Meow,
meow.
meow, meow.
Yeah, and the Easter egg when you were gone, Jeff, we got the RoboCop theme stuck in mine and Shuddy's head.
Sorry about that.
No, Kevin did it with a button. You had nothing to do with it.
I got a new rig. I'm using the MacBook instead of the PC, which, I busted out some umbrella lights and stuff, but this looks way better for the YouTube audience than it's ever looked. I'm not blue. I just hope once everything's edited and fucking, put together, it still sounds the same, which I think it will. But
I need to stop smoking.
I feel like I look older. Like the shitty camera that I've previously been using sort of hid my age, but this is kind of blowing up my spot with all my lumps and wrinkles.
Yeah, better camera.
You've just always been a little lumpy.
I have always been lumpy. Like myself and Matthew Lillard have very similar, like lumpy, liney faces.
From Scream?
Yeah. Any
Among
sort of
other
gesture.
things, but yes, he was in Scream.
I don't know what else he was in. I guess he was in that movie Hackers, right? Angelina Jolie.
That movie was cool.
13 Ghosts, Scooby-Doo, 1 and 2.
That's right. Scooby-Doo probably bought him a few homes, huh?
SLC Punk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Many things. Oh boy. So, how you guys been?
Good. How was Japan?
It was pretty dope.
How was the land of the rising sun?
I so it wasn't as eventful as when I went 5 years ago with Alex Wilson. Got blacked out drunk on the first night and pissed in my suitcase. But it was not
Hard
without.
to top that.
I'll never be able to top that. Like I told that story to Carl's friends who like have master's degrees and are geniuses and scientists, and it landed beautifully. Like I don't think there's a person on earth that doesn't appreciate a good blacking out and pissing in your suitcase story.
Way to ingratiate yourself with new people.
yeah. It's a very good icebreaker.
How, yeah, I was just going to say, how long after meeting them did you tell that story?
I actually left it out, and then Carl sort of prodded me, and she was like, "And what happened next?" And I was like,
Oh.
"All right, I just got the green light. Here we fucking go. Here we go." But
Buckle in, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get wild.
So I drove. Carl lives way closer to LAX than I do, so we stayed at her place the night before, Ubered to the airport, and I left my car there and everything. And once we landed in Japan and got off the plane, we're heading to customs, and I do that thing I do every time I'm going away for a long distance or a long time, and I start panicking and thinking about, okay, what did I forget? What did I leave on? And then I'm like, okay, car keys. Carl stayed in Asia longer than I did. She flew to Hong Kong with her friends and stayed there for 5 more days. So I was going back solo, going to her place to get my car. And I'm like, okay, do I have my car keys with me? And I didn't feel them in my pocket. And I'm like, okay, if they were in my pocket and they fell out on the plane, this is the time to go back before I go through customs. So I swing my book bag around to the front of me, and I go to dig into one of the little pockets and pinched a nerve in my back. Like, all I did was like lunge forward a little bit and do a deep reach. And I was like, ow! Ah! Completely fucked me up.
You came up lane.
Didn't even make it through customs. And I pinched a nerve in my back. And
Did Carl know that you injured yourself immediately?
yeah, because I very cowardly went, and she was just
Terrible.
like, oh my God, what? I was like, oh, I fucked up my back. And I'm all like hunched over. And of course my fucking keys were in there. So, God damn it. So yeah, that fucked up my entire trip. My back hurt the entire time. And when you go to Tokyo, you're walking, 12, 14 hours a day. Like I think we averaged 22,000 steps a day.
That's terrible.
I made it about 2 hours of every day until my back was in excruciating pain. And I couldn't just go back to the hotel. Like, I don't want that to be the memories of my trip. So I powered
legacy.
through it. Yeah.
My Japan 2023 legacy.
So I powered through. And this was my 3rd time going to Japan. And this was the toughest time I had navigating it. And the only way I can explain that is tourism's just been completely non-existent for the past 3 years. So I don't think a lot of the people in Tokyo have been practicing their English. So much harder time with the language barrier this trip. And, I was Carl had been to Japan, but not since she was a kid. And the couple we were with had never really been to Japan. So as a guy who's been there a couple of times and somebody who worked in Manhattan for 5 years, I was just like, all right, I'll navigate us. I'll handle doing the subway stuff. So even with that, I still, it wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, and it was a little frustrating and embarrassing every time I made a mistake, and my fucking back was hurting me. So I was a little bit of a cranky bitch here and there, which I apologize to Carl profusely for. But She was very understanding. And I wasn't like a complete cunt. And I didn't like raise my voice or anything, but I was still bummed out that I was just cranky on a trip that should have been very, very fun.
Did she make you sleep on a cot?
No, it didn't get to that. It wasn't that
He
bad.
pooped while she was in the room.
Well, yeah. I mean,
wow.
we had a hotel room, but I did. If you're on the MSPH YouTube channel, I made a video, like a walkthrough tutorial of the Japanese futuristic toilets, and there's a button on them that has music. So if you hit that, it throws up a sound screen, so you can like blast off dukes and farts, and have like a little bit of a sound barrier.
How effective of a sound barrier is it?
I don't think it was all that effective because it kind of sounds like waterfalls or like water flowing through pipes. Like if someone in another room flushed a toilet, it sounds like that, but it's constant. And if I blast off a big like, it's clearly going to sound different from the noises that we're playing. But I think it helped. It helped a little bit. But I didn't. Honestly,
do you feel more comfortable to do it now back in America?
Well, look,
The
it
land of the
happens.
free.
Like Carl and I, both of our places are 1 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and the bathrooms are located kind of centrally. So I've been blasting off dukes for a couple of years now. I mean, it was our 2-year anniversary on this trip.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys have sushi?
Not only did we have sushi, it was by far the best sushi I've ever had in my life. And it was at a place that only seats about 12 people, and it's standing only. Like you stand at the sushi bar, so every time you want more sushi, you just get the guy's attention and, point to what you want. But like, I mean, I remember the sushi in Japan being good, but not this good. It was, everybody walked out of there just like, whoa, holy fucking shit. Also had the best ramen I've ever had in my life.
Here we go.
What?
This Kevin's going to lecture everyone. You don't know real sushi until you go to Tokyo.
Look, I've gone to the fish market where like they have these 6 a.m. auctions for single gigantic tunas where they'll sell for like thousands of dollars for one tuna, and then they just like chop up and prep the fish right there. And then on the second floor, right above them, they have sushi restaurants. So you're getting like sushi as fresh as can be. And this fucking place was better than that. I couldn't believe it.
Is it like some Michelin star famous sushi spot or just a random spot you walked into?
So I Googled it because we did realize it was pretty late in the trip and we hadn't done a sushi move yet. So I just Googled like best sushi places in Shinjuku, which was kind of like the ward, the area we were in. And this one showed up. It had really good reviews. And I was like, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? And we just went. And we talked about it for hours afterwards. It was a religious experience.
I just need to be able to sit down while I'm enjoying my sushi. I can't be standing and eating. That's not fun. Actually, I can do that with chicken wings.
Yeah, just pretend they're chicken wings.
What's up?
Just pretend they're chicken wings.
Yeah. What, with chopsticks? Nah.
Yeah.
Wow, what else did you eat besides? I felt like all I would eat in Tokyo would be ramen or sushi. You said you waited a few days before you actually made a sushi move?
Yeah, because I don't know if it was just travel anxiety, but we were only hungry enough to eat like 2 meals a day. And, you wake up hungry, and for some reason, restaurants in Tokyo don't open until like 11, even breakfast places. So we kind of had to eat in the lobby of our hotel a couple of times, which was still pretty good. And I had to learn how to say no onions in Japanese. So,
which is
Cibola.
Tamanegi nashi. And like I was practicing it with Carl, and the waitress overheard me, and she just like popped over and was like, Tamanegi nashi. So that was sort of our inside joke. Every time I saw her at the hotel, I was just like, Tamanegi nashi. And she would say it back to me. And Carl was
the waitress?
Carl was not amused. She's like, this isn't
was she hot?
No. But she was like, this is not as funny as you think it is. And I was like, oh, It's hysterical. And we also found a place that sold CBD because like Japan is so not chill with fucking weed or any drugs in the slightest.
That's surprising that CBD would be.
I know.
How they make it through?
Well, apparently, a few places in Asia started being more chill with it, and then I think Hong Kong reversed their decision. We were like, no, we changed our mind. CBD is now in the same classification as cocaine and heroin. So if you get caught with CBD there, you're completely fucked.
Well, you know who that is.
Putin.
It's the Biden's puppet masters, China.
China.
And
But
that's
like,
the guy that's who we blamed for COVID when it was really us the whole time.
oh, speaking of meals, so the whole reason I switched over to this computer is so I could share a few videos with you guys. Because I'm sometimes really bad at describing things. So, are you guys familiar with the term teppanyaki?
Yeah.
I'm familiar. I couldn't tell you what it is if you held a gun to my head, other than it's food of some sort.
I mean, it's basically Benihana. Like it's just like cooking on the table. So we found a teppanyaki place that had really good reviews, so we went there, but it was so fucking weird. Like the plate was a piece of bread, just a slice of white bread. So this dude was cooking Kobe beef, and when it was done, would just put it on the piece of bread in front of you, and then you just plop it in those sauces and eat it.
What?
So you don't eat the bread.
No, you eat the bread at the end. So at the
Damn
end,
right you do.
he puts butter on it and stuff, and then chops it up into 4 pieces, and then you eat the fucking bread that soaked in all the flavors and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Jeez.
And
That sounds wonderful, man.
one of the coolest things we got to do was Carl found this thing called Team Lab, which is kind of like almost like an art exhibit that you just walk through and experience. And it's all these different rooms. And we went into this one gigantic room that was full of like knee-deep water. And then they just projected holographic fish and stuff all over the place. Let me see if I can get this video up. It was really fucking weird. Especially since it was like piss warm. And that was a little bit alarming. But like, look at all these people just standing in this room full of water.
It's a big ass room.
Yeah. This whole thing was gigantic. They even had a thing, so you have to go through this barefoot. And one of the first thing you walk through is an uphill slope, and at the top of it there's a waterfall. So you just walk up this thing as water is just cascading down, and we sort of guessed that it was done to wash everybody's feet off. Because when we first got in, and you go to the locker room where you have to switch to not even sandals, but just to take your shoes and socks off, it was like funky ass motherfucking feet. Just, whoa, powerful, stinky ass feet. Kind of a bummer, not gonna lie.
Boys, do you really have to go outside? I gotta let the dogs out. You guys carry us for a minute.
All right. Well, here I'll show you the trippy one, Jeff. So you go into this one room where it's almost like a dome shape on the ceiling, and they project all these like leaves and butterflies and stuff. And they're just like, yeah, why don't you just lie down on this mirrored floor and look up and enjoy this for a little bit? Again, cannot believe that this country has a problem with weed. Because this shit would just go perfectly with being stoned. It almost looks like a screensaver, and I'm sure it's being shared super choppy, so it probably doesn't look as cool because of fucking Zoom, but this was so goddamn trippy.
Where was it?
This was just like another one of the rooms in like the place with the that water room.
So does it like look kind of 3D?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Whoa.
it looked 3D. And it was rotating to the point where like we were dizzy afterwards for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get the spins? You get a
Yeah.
little vertigo?
Yeah. But it was fucking sick. Like Carl found that and it was like that was like the hit of the trip. Let me see. Did I find anything else that was kind of cool? Okay, so I also, like I mentioned, you know, they did Japan for 5 days and then flew to Hong Kong, and I was like, all right, I can't really afford that many flights and to be gone for all this time because, you know, we got MSPH shit to do and I got movie shit to do. So I was just like, I'm going to stay one more day in Japan and I'm going to meet up with this dude that Alex and I were hanging out with, who's a tattoo artist, and get a tattoo from him, and then I'll fly back to LA. So to save on money, I stayed in a capsule hotel, which, if you've ever seen pictures of them, it's basically a bed in a tube, and that's what you get for the night. It's used a lot by like workaholic salarymen in Tokyo who, like, if they're just being worked to the bone, they'll just get a capsule hotel for the night, sleep there, wake up in the morning, shower, and then just head straight back into the office. And I've always thought they sounded equal parts interesting and horrific because I'm also claustrophobic. So I was just like, all right, I think the currency translation or the currency exchange was basically $30 for the night. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, there we go. That's where I'm staying. So I go down to, so the place where I got my tattoo was like an hour and a half outside of Tokyo. So I had to get on the train, head south, meet up with this dude, Horisano, who partied with last time, looks a little shuddy-ish. And I got my tattoo from him, which I sent him, I wanted to get a sake barrel. And I saved one that I got from my first trip to Japan. So I just sent him a picture of it, and I was like, yeah, I want to get this. But he does, you know, traditional Japanese tattoos that look, you know, like similar to American sailor tattoos. And I was like, yeah, just make it like the size of my fist. It's not gigantic, and I want to get it over my knee, like above my knee on my thigh. So when I show up there, he's got the stencil, and it's fucking huge. Like, it is way bigger than I expected it to be. And I kind of thought he was just going to shrink it down and simplify it and make it more flash arty, but he wanted to keep it actual size so you can read all of the Japanese characters on it and shit. And I was just like, all right, yeah, I trust you. Let's do it. Let's do this. So this thing turned out fucking massive. And he was also, then when it was done, I was like, so how long should I keep this wrapped for? He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to wrap it. The way Japanese traditional tattoos are done, it'll heal quicker if we don't wrap it. You know, don't put anything on it for like 24 hours. Don't put any Aquaphor or any of that gel shit. Just let it dry up, let it get crusty, and then after a day, start just using non-scented lotion. And I was like, oh.
What?
I wish I had known that because all I brought were a pair of jeans, and they're a little tight. And after we got the tattoo, he was like, you want to go out and get a beer? And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Let's do this. So as I'm walking around, the jeans are starting to like paper mache stick to the fresh tattoo. And like plasma and ink is just like bleeding through into my pants on this like massive. Let me see if I can show you guys the tattoo without having my penis hang out. But like, it's pretty big. Like if you compare it to the size of the fist.
I just don't understand why you would have not worn something that you could have just pulled the leg up of.
Well, I brought shorts with me.
No, I mean,
but
today,
to wear afterwards.
When you were going to show, no, I mean today, right now, when you knew you were going to talk about it, why you wouldn't have gone a route that made it not So
Oh,
I
so
think this
you
worked out better.
I wasn't just like the day I went to get the tattoo. I wasn't thinking about it.
Cross that bridge when we get to it. I love it, Kevin. Great
Yeah.
attitude to have.
Oh, excuse me. So anyway, we go to this bar, and one of the reasons why he moved his shop so far out of Tokyo is there's a U.S. naval base right there. So he tattoos like a lot of sailors, and then word of mouth, and a lot of the locals as well. So the rent's cheaper, and he gets more business and stuff. And this town, I thought being so far away from Tokyo was going to be a little tough with the language barrier, but apparently there's a lot of, like, everywhere we walked when we were trying to get to this bar, people were stopping him on the street and saying what's up. Like, everybody knows him. Everybody speaks American. And we met this one guy who was like he's from Ohio. And I'm like, well, shit, how long you been here for? He's like, oh, about 2 years. I was like, why do you live here? And I was like, oh, yeah, my wife's in the Navy. So we just, when she got stationed here, we just up and moved here.
That's as good of a reason as any.
Yeah. So we go to this bar that was owned by like a younger Nigerian woman, and she was super fucking cool and spoke perfect English and just throwing back beers. And they had a giant...
Wait a second. Did this Nigerian woman also speak Japanese?
I think so. I didn't hear her speaking Japanese because everybody was kind of like English speaking at the bar at the time we were there. But I'm sure she does. Like, she owns the bar, so you got to be able to speak Japanese if you're a business owner.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What an exotic woman.
I mean, the dude that did my tattoo, he speaks 3 languages, and he's like, yeah, I'm currently learning my 4th, and the goal is to be fluent in 5 languages. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm so fucking stupid I can't even remember American or English.
What happens when you learn 5 languages? I feel like it's an addiction. He's going to want to learn the 6th.
I mean, having extra languages on hand will never hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool, actually, being like fluent in other languages.
Dude, I'm telling you, this fucking dude, like, he's kind of private, so I'm not going to blow up his spot on any of his other personal details, but the life this guy has lived so far, like, you could make movies, books. Such an interesting dude. And now he's just
That's cool.
tattooing, like, on the outskirts of Japan. But they at the bar, they had this enormous tub with a dead, coiled up, gigantic snake in it, with its mouth hanging open, its gums sort of rotting, and fangs sticking out. And I was just like, okay, what the fuck is that? And it's basically snake venom alcohol. So they soak and ferment a dead snake, a dead venomous snake, in this big jug and
Whoa.
sell shots of it.
Did you take a shot of this?
I was too much of a pussy. I'm not going to lie.
Why?
I know.
How could you pass up on this opportunity?
You know, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I've been adventurous enough today. Like, I don't need to add a fucking decomposing snake into the mix. You know what? And I instantly regretted it. And I know I fully agree with you, Shuddy Boy, for shaking your head, because I'm a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I chickened out. I was a coward.
Did they do the shot?
No. No one did.
Oh, I mean, they live near there, right? So it's something
Yeah.
they could have had before.
So the way they
seen
told
this
me
at other bars?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like a thing. So I guess what you do with it is you do a shot, and the venom from the snake sort of numbs your throat and your insides, and then it makes it easier for you to drink more, not of the snake venom, but just if you want to party, you start your night with a shot of that fucking snake juice. And then it just turns you into
That is so awesome.
a raging warlord. Like, it numbs you to alcohol, so you just fucking pound everything afterwards.
It's like the Japanese Borg.
Yeah! It's a snake Borg.
Man, they go hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and
These college kids out here think they're tough in the fucking SEC. Why don't you try some snake venom, you pussies?
Yeah, drop a snake in your fucking Borg, or else you're not
Yeah,
hard.
you won't. Yeah, you just Too busy using fucking Emilio, right? Is that what it's called?
Emilio!
Emilio. Yeah.
Yeah, so and then he was telling me that like sometimes on very rare occasions you're not supposed to do this, but people will get blitzed only drinking the snake venom. Like they'll be like, I am drinking snake venom and only snake venom tonight. And that will absolutely fucking destroy you. From what I hear.
I mean, it's a power move. I don't know if I can respect it, but I don't have any disrespect for it. It's just like, it's like too hard. It's like too much of a hardo move.
Yeah. So,
like, what are you trying to prove?
We're at this bar. Drinks are flowing. We have a few. Then he wants to do a Jaeger bomb. And I was like, I'm 40, right? And he was like, He's essentially just like, stop being a pussy. And I was like, okay, I'll stop.
Is he our age or is he younger than us?
He's a little bit younger. He's a few years younger.
Alex Wilson age?
Not that young.
Okay.
Somewhere in between.
He's at least hit puberty.
Yes. So he was like, he just orders us the Jaeger bombs, and I'm thinking to myself, oh fuck, what did I get myself into? They have specific glasses for Jaeger bombs there. So it kind of looked like a gourd. It was a clear glass drinking device with like a big bubble, and then it kind of pinches off a little bit, and then there's a tinier bubble. So they pour the beer in there, and they fill the larger bottom bubble, and then fill the top bubble with the Jaeger, and the hydrodynamics keeps them separated. So when you take it back and shoot it, it delivers them to you in order. So
yeah, I feel like I've seen these before in America.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just a wiener.
I've never been to Japan.
But that was kind of interesting. And then we, finished up our drinking, and he lives in Tokyo, so we just rode the train back together. So I don't get back to the capsule hotel until midnight. And the way I kind of envisioned this going was, like, I'll drop my shit off, get the tattoo, come back, check in, go to bed, wake up in the morning. My flight was until 5 the next day, so I could do a little bit more exploring by myself, and then come back, get my bag, and head to the airport and go home. So this fucking tattoo is like sticking to my leg. It's pretty painful. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'll just go into this little room. I looked at it on the website. They have a TV. They have like headsets so you can put on so you can listen to the TV and not disturb anybody else. I had my Switch with me. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll play a little fucking Nintendo while I'm trapped in this little coffin. I thought it was going to be like you just shut the door and you're sealed in. The only door is basically a pull-down shutter made out of cloth. There is zero sound protection whatsoever. And all the rules are like, be as quiet as possible, no talking on your phone, no texting. If you snore, please pick up a courtesy nose plug. Like, you have to be...
They would have you arrested.
Oh, yeah.
They might deport you.
Yeah, and ban you from Tokyo.
They're driving him back to the fucking airport.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, shit. Oh, they're fucking serious about this.
It'd been awesome if you got pinched on a noise complaint for farting. That'd be a pretty hard way of going out.
I know.
Like, this guy won't stop. Dude, I've been ripping ass like crazy lately. I mean, imagine if you just had the farts and you're just letting them off and they complain to management and they drag your ass out of that little fucking coffin. That little fucking MRI machine that you're sleeping in.
You want to see like a quick little video of it?
Yeah. I saw the picture on, well, I mean, the listeners and, well, in this case, viewers probably want to watch it, but.
So
wait, no, I didn't see that. I saw the inside picture that you had.
So I was taking this video from, see how like you can kind of see that cloth little pull down shutter? That's your door. Like this was the entire floor.
This looks like a horror movie.
Yeah. Is
that a Roomba?
The entire floor. No, that's like a little step stool to get up to if you're on the second layer.
Oh, I see.
So, I should also point out I couldn't find the light switch. So it was dark as fuck in my little capsule. And when I got in there, some dude like 3 capsules over like rotated a little bit in his bed, and it was ear-piercingly loud. I was just like, oh my God, the acoustics of this fucking place are just designed to carry sound. I tried to go through my book bag, and every tooth that came unraveled of the zipper was like a sonic boom. I was just like, oh, this is horrible.
So instead of sound dampening, they made it acoustically fantastic.
Yep. So when I checked in around midnight, I'm trying to ask this guy, like, he gives me this piece of paper.
So could they have heard your fart in the next building?
Oh my God, dude, this is a 9-floor capsule hotel. They could have heard it on every single fucking floor.
So those were the instructions you were given?
Yeah. And it's like, it said, you know, the second floor is lockers. Floors 3 to 7 are all capsules. And then the 8th floor is the spa and Mister and sauna. And then the 9th floor is food and drinks and alcohol. So I
How
don't.
was that?
I honestly didn't go because I didn't want to waste a Japanese meal on capsule hotel, just like rice balls or some shit. So I didn't even go up there. But I was like, okay, I don't see anything about. I see a bath, I see a spa, and I see a sauna. I see nothing about showers. So I was like, where are the showers located? He's like, oh, 8th floor. I was like, okay. And then I'm thinking to myself, because they're really not chill about tattoos. I'm like, are my tattoos okay? And I like showed him my arm. He's like, yeah. Tattoos are fine. So I wake up. What's up?
What could have happened? What do you mean they're not chill with tattoos? Like you wouldn't be able to shower there?
They don't let you in like springs. So onsens and spas are really big in Tokyo. Like people just go into these big, either natural spring, like hot springs, or artificial ones, and just chill. It's like a big relaxation thing. But if you have any sort of tattoos, you're banished. You're not allowed. And it's for natives and foreigners, and it's all because of the Yakuza. So basically, they're trying desperately to get tattoos more mainstream in Japan, but there's still a huge taboo. They still associate anybody with tattoos with Yakuza, and you're just not allowed. So
that's kind of cool. I mean, like, and how unique it is.
And I wanted to make sure, like, I want to get a shower in before I get on the plane. I got a fucking fresh tattoo on my leg that's leaking plasma all over the place. And so he gave me the go ahead.
What's plasma exactly? Is that the stuff that you drink out of my sunburn that one time?
Pretty much. It's just like clear ooze that comes out of wounds.
Plasma is white blood cells.
Yeah.
Look at Chuddy. Good at his biology.
Oh, wait, no. Geography?
I knew it wasn't earth science, even though that was the first thing I almost said.
So I wake up in the morning, and when you actually check in, so they give me 3 sets of keys. One of them's for a locker. One of them is for a locker right when you enter the front door that has sandals. So when you get in, you have to trade your sneakers for sandals. So I've got 3 fucking sets of keys. I have my sandals right outside my little fucking pod.
What if you're already wearing sandals? Can you just keep those on?
I don't think so. Because I don't think they want any street contamination going into the actual hotel. So you have to switch off and use their shit. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, fuck, I really don't want to go through with this. Because one of the big rules is once you get up to the 8th floor, you got to be butt-ass naked. They're not chill with clothes. I still am not really big on communal showers. I don't like hanging brain in front of like a bunch of strange dudes. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I slept like shit. My leg still hurts. My fucking back hurts because I pinched a goddamn nerve in the airport. And I'm like, now I got to fucking wash my stinky ass and my tattoo. And I'm like, all right, just be a man, power through it. I go up to the 8th floor. I take my sandals off in the little waiting area because I see all these other sandals, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to position them right over here so I know that these are mine when I'm done, and I don't get somebody else's sandals. And I go in there, and there's like a locker room right before the spa, and already a bunch of naked dudes in there drying off. Their fucking flabby asses flapping in the wind. And I get naked, and I go into the big sauna room, and there's an enormous bathtub that could sit like, I don't know, 15 people easily at minimum. And then I see the showers. And the showers are all about 2 feet high in stalls with little to no dividers between them. And there's one dude taking a shower, and he's this chubby dude sitting butt-ass naked on this little white plastic stool, and the shower head is handheld, and it's literally like 2 feet off the ground. Actually, it might even be lower, like 1.5 feet. So what you have to do is sit your naked ass on these shared plastic tiny little stools and shower yourself with a wand. And there's a rack. Every shower station has a rack of body soap, conditioner, and shampoo. And I'm just like, oh no. I have to plant my bungus where somebody just planted their bare bungus. I instantly got so fucking grossed out and skeeved out. I hated it. Last thing I want to do is get some sort of fucking Japanese bungus fungus. So I don't know what to
Bring
do.
it back, and then there's an all new pandemic because you shared a plastic seat with somebody.
Yeah, I crossed the anal streams.
Yeah, now it's The Last of Us.
First thing I did was I squirted a bunch of body soap into my hand and mashed it right up in my ass crack. And I was like, I'm cleaning out my asshole and my nutsack first. And then just like shower head in the ass crack, get the nuts in the dick. And then I was just like, well, here we go. And I plopped down on that little stool, and I washed myself in record time. I don't know what this other guy was doing. He was making a day out of it. I got the fuck out of there. Because not chill. Not chill in the slightest. I hated it. I kind of wanted to do the capsule hotel just as a life experience. And now that I've done it, I don't ever want to do it again. That was bad. I mean, and it wasn't like gross. Like the place was clean. Like it wasn't a dirty rundown. The lobby was nice and it had fucking marble. So it wasn't like some truck stop motel where you go to plow, you know, a hooker with 2 teeth.
Wasn't the Cecil Hotel?
Yeah. It wasn't the Cecil. It was kind of nice. But it's still not a fan of like the quietness. And like right when I was made the decision to go to bed, some fucking guy in one of the other capsules was just coughing up a lung. And I'm like, all right, cool. That guy's got COVID. And then another guy, and this really speaks to how quiet it was in this place. This guy could not stop going just sniffing endlessly, no break. It never, ever, ever stopped. Probably. So I just put my AirPods in and used a white noise app, and that's how I fell asleep because I could not hear anything but this guy sniffing.
Is there ever like is it singles only?
Yeah.
You can't go there with like a girlfriend or significant other, can you?
I don't think so. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if
Women are allowed.
Yeah. Because it's like a big communal shower, and when you go to the onsens or the hot springs or the spas, they are definitely split by gender. And there was only one shower room, and it was just a bunch of naked dudes. And someone fucking stole my slippers, so I had to wear someone else's slippers. I'm like, ugh, gross, someone else's feet juice on my feet.
That is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. So after I shower and I change and stuff, I left my big bag with reception and had a few hours to kill. So I walked around the city. I got myself a really cool fucking egg souffle omelet over rice, which was fucking bomb. And, I did some nerdy stuff that I felt guilty dragging Carl around and wasting her trip with. So I went to like the Nintendo store, the Pokemon store, an anime store thing. And when I got back, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to check out. They're like, okay, we need your keys. So I give them the keys, and then they're like, okay, where's the one that goes around your wrist? So they give you one of the 3 sets of keys is on like a springy elastic band you put on your wrist, and it has a little barcode on it. So when you get up to, I was on the 5th floor. When you want to get into the door that has all the capsules behind it, there's a little scanning device, and you just scan your wrist thing, and it unlocks the door. So I'm thinking, I remembered, because I had to switch out the sandals for my shoes to go outside, and I could have sworn I left that key in the lock so I wouldn't lose it. And it wasn't there. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I might have left it in the capsule. So she goes upstairs to search my capsule. I'm going through all of my pockets, like my pants, my hoodie, my jacket, my book bag. I'm searching through everything. No keys. And they come down, they're like, yeah, they're not here. And I'm like, this is really fucking embarrassing, but I lost one of the 3 sets of keys you gave me. And the guy was just like, just starts bowing like immediately over and over and over. He's, I'm sorry. I have to charge you 3,000 yen. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no.
Whoa.
I'm stupid. I'm the stupid head. I'm sorry. So I start bowing to him. I'm like, it's me. And he's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. And we're just like,
you guys should have slammed your heads against each other.
We just
that would have been good.
Having a fucking bow off in the lobby of this capsule hotel. And
imagine walking in on this.
Jeff, how much do you think 3,000 yen is?
Yeah, I said, oh no, when I heard it. 3,000 yen. I'll go. It's only $30.
You're not far off.
That's my guess.
It's like $23.
Yeah, it used to be the basic equivalent was like a yen to a penny.
If you didn't ask me that question in the context of Kevin's story, I don't know what I would have said.
But like the last 2 times I went to Japan, that was like the easy way of judging how much you were spending on something. Was like, instead of it being 3,000 yen, you just move the decimal points a couple over and you're paying $30. But the yen really took a shit compared to the dollar. So the dollar went a lot further on this trip than it did before. But yeah, I was just like, I feel like a complete fucking dumbass. And the whole reason I picked a capsule hotel was to save some money. And now I'm blowing 3,000 yen on a fucking set of keys. So when I got back to my apartment and I'm, unpacking all my stuff to do laundry, after I took my jacket and a whole bunch of shit out of my check bag, lo and behold, what's sitting there? This fucking thing. The goddamn key to room 517. God damn it!
You brought back a souvenir.
Yeah, and your trip started with a back injury looking for the keys and ended with you finding keys.
It always has to come to a full circle of stupidity, doesn't it? But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I didn't lose my car keys. I didn't lose my wallet. I didn't lose my cell phone. I didn't lose my passport. So
you didn't lose your girlfriend.
I didn't lose my girlfriend. Carl and I are stronger than ever. So if it had to come down to like the worst thing that's going to happen to you on this trip is you're going to pinch a nerve in your back before you even leave the airport, and you're going to lose the key to your capsule hotel, I'd be like, fucking done and done. Let's rage.
Really? I would have been greedy. I'd been like, it's too much. I'll risk playing the field. But you would have taken that up front, right?
Oh, yeah, easily. I'm not rolling the dice because I know it's going to get worse than that. Like,
I mean,
can you imagine losing?
The floor is much lower. Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine losing your passport in Japan. Like with the language barrier, trying to explain things, going to you have to find the fucking embassy or something. Like,
I don't want to imagine that. It gives me nightmare fuel.
No. Like, it literally kind of feels like you're spacewalking when you go to another country with a language barrier. You're like, man, I am really far from home. If something goes wrong, I do not have the tools to fix it. This is, I'm walking tightrope without a net here. And it's kind of part of the fun of it, but yeah, it was
living a little, dude.
It went by in the blink of a fucking eye, but man, I had a blast. And by the time that day came, I was ready to go home. It's good to be back. You know, I miss doing a show with you guys.
Here we go.
Stuff with the movie is starting to fly. I've been told
that's good.
Paperwork is coming tomorrow. So,
shit.
Yeah.
Are they sending a courier? Are they sending a messenger with it?
I don't think so, but I hope so. And I'm just going to take it and slam the door in his face like a true Hollywood diva. I did get this thing, though. You see what this is?
I can't even understand what that could possibly be from the packaging other than some sort of treat.
Me neither. That's why I bought it.
Like, I don't know what it like.
Are you gonna try to eat it?
I'm gonna try to eat it. Yeah.
Did
you guys?
Cool.
Did you guys see any movies?
Yeah, I saw one. I saw John Wick 4 yesterday.
Oh, you ended up going.
I did. It was a game time decision. I wasn't feeling that up to it, and had a bunch of sports that I wanted to watch. But my sports got gay early, and I was like, you know what? I'm being gay for even thinking about not going to John Wick. I gotta go see it.
No, the only movie I watched was Godzilla versus Destroyer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. You missed John Wick after the shit you gave me yesterday?
No, but you had tickets already. That's the thing that you had tickets. Because of work, did not have an opportunity to go see it this weekend. It was your excuse and that you had tickets in your hand and you were just not going to go so you could watch some college-aged. Oh, okay. So not college-aged boys running around getting sweaty.
Yeah, actually, if my golfer stuck around, I would have watched that instead.
What color is
this?
this?
I'm not watching these college kids and their fucking Borgs.
Do you guys know what color this is?
It looks orange.
Okay, I think I know what step one is. I got to do a fucking science experiment to enjoy this treat. Look at this. I got 3 fucking bags.
So Can you tilt the camera down so we can see what you're doing and what's happening?
I'll hold it up for updates. I don't have the free detached one right now.
So just tilt the monitor down a little bit.
Okay, let's try this. Okay.
Do you have any idea what kind of treat this could be? Savory, sweet?
Oh, it's definitely going to be sweet. Okay.
We're going back to our roots here.
Yeah. I think this goes in the big slime depository. Yes. Okay. All right.
There's no English on it anywhere, correct?
Not a letter.
So it's all Japanese characters.
It is. Oh, and it's all powder.
That's not inclusive.
Okay. Bunch of powder just went in. Ooh, I can smell it. It's very sweet.
If he gets a lighter and a spoon, I don't know.
Oh, I think I do have to pour water into this. Oh, shit. This is going to get real weird real quick. Oh, I almost knocked over water.
Oh. They
Step
gave me
2.
a belt and a needle.
I don't know how much water I'm supposed to put in this. They gave me this as a little water scooper. But
so probably I would say 1 scoop.
I don't know. Can any of you guys read these characters on the instructions here?
Well, what is the picture? Like, look at the picture.
I am. But on the instructions on this orange packet of slime says, like, it has a little graphic of pouring water.
Uh-huh.
And it says, don't do this where it's halfway. Do this where it's full.
Yeah, so it's 1 full thing of that little thing of water.
All right, I'm going to do it, guys.
You really cannot cook.
Yeah, no shit. I feel like I'm making Japanese meth. So, Jeff, what did you think of John Wick?
It was pretty good. It did not need to be that long. I mean,
Just one. Just one.
What?
no, do two, pussy.
But you said fill it up to the top, like the. Oh wow,
Yeah.
it smells really strong.
You just
So
reading
one-
the directions, Kevin.
One full scoop of that.
I don't think it's enough water, Shuddy boy.
All right. Well, it's always easier to add water than to take water out.
Good point. Oh my god, this smells so strong.
Wow, really is a pretty good cook, huh?
Yeah, Shuddy boy, I need your help making Japanese slime candy.
All right. Do another scoop of
You
water.
think I should put
now.
more? You think I should put more?
I don't know. What do you think? Does that look like the consistency it should be?
I don't know. Now you scrambled my brain. I don't know what to think. Oh,
I think you should
Oh!
stop thinking dumb things.
okay. I think now I add this blue packet.
To that same section?
Same section, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see
so
what
maybe
happens.
there's going to be. Yep. Does the blue packet say to add water?
I don't think so. Oh, look! It's blue flavor crystals.
Okay.
Look at that. Boing, 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 boing. All right, now do I stir this? Yes, I stir it. I agree with you, Jeff. Oh no, cross-contamination. It did not need to be nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I mean, it started really strong. Like that fight in Osaka with like samurai swords and bows and arrows and fucking ninja stars and guns.
All of the fight scenes were fucking awesome. Really well done. There's no reason for that movie to be that long. And if I'm being honest, the bad guys both kind of suck in their own ways.
Bill Skarsgård
Yeah. Bill
and
Skarsgård.
homeless Kanye. Are you counting him?
No, I wasn't counting him. I was gonna say like, yeah, I don't know, chubby Donald Glover, but yeah, homeless Kanye works. I actually had no idea what the point of that guy's character was. Can you explain that a little bit for the listeners, or give us your take on that guy? Because if he felt useless.
He was essentially useless because his thing was he traveled with a single dog that would attack people. And we saw in John Wick 3, Halle Berry traveling with two dogs that ate mad dicks. And this guy had one dog, and he would just yell out nuts, and it would eat somebody's nuts. But we already saw a shitload of that in John Wick 3. He also appeared to be an independent contractor. So he wasn't with the official organization. I think he called himself a tracker. So he was like,
Yeah.
I can find John Wick anywhere. So if you want to know where he is, I'm your dude. But like, for a movie that was damn near 3 hours, you definitely could have cut that guy to save time, made the movie a little bit shorter. Because I don't know, I'll skip ahead. I thought it was a 4.5 dicker. I thought it was fucking great. I still think the best John Wick movie is John Wick 2, which I consider a 5 dicker. But if they cut this one down, it would have been a 5 dicker, like easily. I mean, the part towards the end, it's a little bit of a weapon spoiler, but John Wick gets his hands on some incendiary shotgun rounds. So he's shooting people with a shotgun, and then they burst into flames, and it was fucking sick. But at that point, I had seen so many people triple tapped, and I was just like a little tired. I'm like, I know this is awesome, but I should be reacting way stronger than I am.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie was too long. Dude, the nunchucks were awesome. Nunchucks used to be like my favorite because I was a Michelangelo fan.
Oh, yeah, me
Teenage
too.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those were my favorite, like Japanese or martial arts weapon.
What the fuck?
I got to send a picture of this to Carl. It turned into like sugary
Jizz.
fluff. Oh, it's not jizz.
Like
Hey, it's jizz. You're eating jizz.
You're eating
with just
jizz.
the one scoop of water, right?
Yeah. So I think that was the right call. But then
Might
I
as well
guess
start an OnlyFans before you eat that.
yeah, this is going to get us kicked off of YouTube. So it's big and fluffy. It's almost like
So
marshmallow
is it
fluff.
like supposed to be like Fun Dip, and then you dip that in the marsh.
Yep. Then you ball up some of these sugar beads. All right, you guys ready for this? We'll take a little sidebar from the John Wick 4 review for a Japanese slime review.
Where did you go now?
Jeff, don't get a boner.
Well, OnlyFans won't let me on to see this.
He doesn't like it. He does not like it.
Whoa.
Tastes like onions?
That... I feel like I just...
What the fuck could that reaction be for?
Free-based sugar. I've eaten sugar by the spoonful before, and this... I might need diabetes medicine after that. But I'm going to eat more of it because I'm not a pussy.
This is next level.
Holy shit. Well, I wanted to bring something fun to YouTube from this trip. I got Japanese diabetes slime.
Japanese diabetes spooge. I think it looks like cum.
That's just
Maybe
because
it's got a bad angle of it.
you see cum everywhere you look. Because you're a cum junkie. But yeah, the nunchucks were cool. Like, not only was he doing like really fast, cool moves with it, but then when he would like double fist the nunchuck and swing it like a bat and just like blow someone's jaw off, like everybody in the theater was like, "Oh shit!" Like John Wick 4 got a big reaction from the theater, like all the crazy kills, all the crazy fight moves. But I think by the end of it, people were just overloaded by 3 hours of it. I still fucking loved it. Holy shit.
I thought both bad guys sucked. Not the tracker guy. I thought he was useless. Maybe he's not a bad guy. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you view the character. But that dude Kane, the blind dude.
You thought Donnie Yen sucked?
Yeah. How heavy of an underdog is that guy versus John Wick?
I mean, I thought he kicked ass. I love Donnie Yen. It's kind of weird that he keeps playing blind guys in movies because he was a blind guy in Rogue One. But, like, have you ever seen any of the Ip Man movies?
No.
Dude, they're fucking
good.
sick. He's so fucking fast. Like, he'll whip somebody's ass and knock them out, and as they're falling to the ground, he'll, like, E-Honda style punch them, like, 30 more times before they even hit the floor.
I mean, that's dope, but, like, why did this character have to be blind? That was fucking dumb. If you're going to send, like, this world-class assassin to get another world-class assassin, you got to make sure he's not blind.
I think they're just trying to show off how badass he is. Like that part when he's fighting in Osaka and he slaps doorbell sensors all over the kitchen. And then when the guys walk in and the doorbell goes off, he knows where to shoot. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, but to me, that's a disadvantage.
Well, he still fucked up a lot of people.
I guess it's something nice for the disabled community or the handicapped community. Imagine how blind people feel watching that. They probably get inspired, right?
Yeah. To be murderers.
And they get to see it in all its glory.
Yeah. It's such a moving thing to watch for those blind people.
I really don't want to keep eating this diabetes slime, but...
Stop eating it.
I paid for it. I want to get my money's worth.
That's literally how I feel every time I go to like IHOP or something. Like I'm always eating my plate. Bill Skarsgård. I don't want to spoil anything. It's tough. It's tough to not spoil it and then land on how I feel about the guy. But I thought he would be a little more of a badass, and he did nothing badass except for like talk with security behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping he was going to be like there was going to be some sort of final showdown that could have been sweet. And I guess, I don't know. I guess there was, but it could have been better is all I'm saying.
Man, you really have just evolved into your final form of a cranky old man.
Do you disagree with what I'm saying? Or, excuse me, what about What about what I'm saying? Do you disagree with?
I think even though Donnie Yen's character was blind, he still did so much fucking cool shit. Like John Wick, it's now the fourth movie. We're all familiar with his style. He's a big fan of like the double tap and the triple tap. Like he fucking kills somebody, but as he's walking out of the room, he'll just blah 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 give people a couple extra headshots for good measure.
He has no even inclination to conserve ammunition.
No, none whatsoever. And this movie's no different. But Donnie Yen,
He expects to pick some up along the way.
Yeah.
Donnie Yen will just like fuck people up with his sword, and then as he's walking out of the room, he'll take his sword by the handle and just go like blah, blah, and just give people like double taps to the heart, like just like real quick stabs as he leaves. And I was just like, whoa, that was fucking cool. Oh my God, I feel like I'm hallucinating.
Oh my God.
Going into sugar shock.
This is why weed isn't legal in Japan. I got it. That's going away. I've never hallucinated from sugar before. But it's happening.
What do you grade that snack out of 100?
It's like a 12. I don't recommend Japanese
There is
diabetes
such thing
slime.
as too much sugar.
Yeah. So, how does this affect your John Wick 4 rating, Jeff?
I gave it four dicks. I thought it was an awesome movie. All the action kicked ass. It was too long, and I thought the bad guys sucked. So I can't put it in one or two's tier. Maybe three. I didn't like that as much as the one or two. I don't remember what I said for the score though.
Yeah, my lowest, my bottom floor for the John Wick franchise is 4.5 dicks. I've rated 1, 3, and 4, 4.5, and 2 is a 5-dicker.
I feel like I'm very consistent with this, but I do not like I do not enjoy long movies. He has to be so good for me to be into it. I guess JFK is an example of a long movie that I like, and that movie's fucking crazy long.
What about Armageddon? What's the runtime on Armageddon?
I don't know. It's perfect. Hold on, let me look it up. Armageddon runtime.
Oh God, it's 4 hours.
1 hour and 55 minutes. Wait, no, that's Armageddon time.
Oh, I
I
gotta watch
googled
that.
Armageddon runtime.
Is that the sequel?
2 hours and 31 minutes.
That's a long
A
one.
little long.
Yeah.
That is a little long. But, I mean, the story moves along in every single scene.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah. They might be great astronauts, but I don't know jack about drilling, Kevin.
I'm legitimately lightheaded.
Oh my God. Do you think you would behave more manly off of this or off of the Venom shot?
I'll take my chances with the
Snake
Venom.
shot.
If I was presented with this again and the big tub of a decomposing poisonous snake juice me up. Because this is awful. Like, your guys' faces are kind of going like...
I don't understand how you did. It really pisses me off that you didn't even try to, or you didn't even try the snake venom sauce.
I know.
Juice. Excuse me. Shot. Whatever.
I was just thinking like, fuck. Like, am I really going to do a shot of this stuff and bring home a brand new pandemic? I don't know. I made a cowardly decision in the heat of the moment. You know, I should have. I 100%
chips are
should
down.
have.
Kevin didn't step up. That's
Well,
what
how about
happened.
this? I'm probably going to go back to Japan at some point in my life. I will do the snake juice.
In your asshole as your punishment for not doing it correctly
Oh.
this time.
You can't drink things with your asshole. Actually, yeah, I guess you can. But I'm not doing it. I'm not going to Japanese prison for shoving snake juice up my anus.
You're a noose.
Exposing my anus at a public bar. Whew. I also saw Shazam 2, Shuddy Boy.
You said during MSPH Wrestling, which is recapped in the Easter egg for anybody who is interested.
Good catch. Good catch. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the first Shazam. I feel like it was like if you crossed Big with a superhero movie. It was funny, had good action, good special effects. It was charming, good characters. And Shazam 2 was kind of getting shit on. It's like bombing huge. Like awful opening weekend, and then the ticket sales just plummeted on week 2. But I don't think it's as bad as everybody's making it out to be. Like, it's not fantastic. It's definitely a dip from the first one. But the jokes don't all land as much as the rate they did in the first one, but there's still some good stuff. I don't know, you get to see some decent battles. There's cool dragons in it and shit, and Lucy Liu is a bad guy. She's still a babe. Like, I don't know how old Lucy Liu is at this point, but she doesn't look a fucking day older than she did in the Charlie's Angels movies.
Let's take a guess.
45?
Shuddy, you first.
52.
I'm going
Kevin, what did you say?
45.
Yeah, Shuddy's closer. It's 54.
God damn.
She's from Queens. From Jackson Heights. That's Queens, right? Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to her. She looks fucking great. But yeah,
I'd still
I mean,
subscribe to her OnlyFans.
and it's also weird because the DC universe is fucking dead. They're just scrapping it all and starting over. So I wonder if that played into people being like, well, the story's not going to go anywhere because this whole universe just got murdered, so why even bother wasting my time on a plot line that's just going to get nuked? But if you're not suffering from superhero fatigue, I would say check it out. If you are, this isn't going to change your mind at all. But I don't know, 3.25 dicks, Shazam dicks in my mouth.
So see John Wick instead of Shazam.
Yeah, but I don't think that's shocking news to anybody. There's some fucking good movies on the horizon, though. Well, I don't know if they're going to be good, but movies I'm looking forward to. Like, you guys
Absolutely.
were...
Jeff, did you watch the first episode of Succession?
Of course.
I actually forgot that it was last night until just now.
Was
Man,
it bonerific?
I'm jealous of you. You get to watch it for the first time today. I wish I could. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Just Tom and Greg are the best characters on TV right now. They're so good. Kevin, you still haven't caught up on that yet, right?
No.
Probably never will. The ship is sailing.
Yeah, what I'm counting on is when the spoilers start flying. I don't know any of the character names, so maybe I'll just... Like, it was kind of hard when people were like, yeah, the ending of Sopranos sucked. You just see a POV shot of somebody walking towards Tony Soprano, and then it ends. And I was like, all right, well, there's no getting around that. I know what happens. But if somebody's like, oh, no, did you see that?
You haven't watched The Sopranos because of that?
I don't know if it's that. I just never got around to it. Sopranos started when I wasn't watching TV, like, at all.
I understand.
And then just never got around to going back through. I mean, I love gangster movies, so I'm sure it's awesome. Like, everybody just jizzes their pants at the mention of it. Who knows?
Yeah. Sopranos kicks ass, dude. You should check it out.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I think we're ready for a new subject.
I got one for you. You missed out on Cheech's birthday. Whoa, did you miss out?
Oh, you just gave me...
It sounded like it...
Go ahead, Shuddy.
It was terrible.
Based on the text that everyone missed out on Cheech's birthday.
Yeah. My guy went hard in the paint, and I respect that, but the outcome was a little unfortunate.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna read the text message that I saw when I woke up, because that's when I saw all that was Cheech is dancing like Elaine.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
This
Carl and I have seen Cheech do the Elaine before after too many drinks.
it's hilarious. He's all confidence, and that's something I can respect because he probably shouldn't be as confident dancing as he is. But fuck it, that's half the battle, frankly.
Dude,
I
last
didn't
Believe in what
see-
you're doing.
I didn't see your follow-up text from 11 a.m. yesterday morning, or 8 a.m. your time.
Yeah. So we'll get to that, but we did a similar setup to what I did in Long Beach for my birthday. You and Carl were a part of most of that. We went to this restaurant, Big Catch, which is probably a mistake in and of itself, considering we went out drinking right afterwards. But it's like a Asian fried food place. So we got sweet potato fries, chicken, like phenomenal Korean chicken wings. I think like a kimchi fried rice, a Korean corn. It was very good, not too expensive, delicious, good little atmosphere. And then we went around the corner, Pine Ave, went out drinking. One of the homies who is a major part of this story, Brendan from the Black Irish podcast, which I was a part of recently. Shout out to that. I got to give that guy a bunch of shout outs based on what happened to him. But he met up with us. It was the homie Jeff Lee, Paul, and Bill's girlfriend. So there was like roughly 6 of us. Afterwards, went to the rooftop bar in Long Beach, Bobo, which you've been to, Kevin. Then we went to the Harbor, which is like almost like a college bar.
what was the bar we went to for your birthday when Cheech was doing the Elaine the other time?
It was the Harbor.
Oh, so you guys went back there this weekend?
Yeah. That same little strip.
Yeah, that place got a little hooded out towards the end of the night.
It was hooded out from the start of the night. They patted us down when we got in. Like they had to check everyone for weapons. I haven't been in one of those bars in a long time. That was pretty gnarly.
Fuck.
And it was I don't know how to describe the crowd without sounding fucking rude, but it was hooded out. That's perfect. Cheech was dancing his ass off the whole time. We ripped a lot of soju shots, drank a good amount of beer. He was mostly on the soju beat and at the restaurant. Then we got to the bar. It all got fuzzy for me. I know I turned down a couple of shots that they ended up taking, but there were shots being ripped. Cheech was dancing. Cheech was really aggressively dancing with these hooded out black chicks. It was fucking crazy. When I think about it, it kind of blows my brain. Like I'm talking like on the dance floor, grinding their palms on the floor. He's like getting down low them and spanking their ass.
Oh,
So they're into it though.
Into it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick follow-up question. Have you checked TikTok today to see if any video of that is making the rounds?
No, these girls were not. No. Well, the girls weren't posting any videos.
But
I don't
did you
think
see
anyone
like
else was.
any of their homies off to the side with their phones out?
No. They were all, there was like 4 of these chicks. They were all like getting after it, having a good time. One of them like pulled me aside and like started like grinding up on me. And like, I was just so fucked up and so like stunned at what was going on with Cheech. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't. Like,
Hey, could you get away from me, ma'am? You're blocking the view.
It wasn't like that. Like I tried to dance back, but it was such a ridiculous scenario. Anyways, and the dance floor, like Cheech was the only white guy out there. So that kind of like made me proud. I held my head high about that. That was, I mean, I wouldn't say what he was doing was good or impressive, but it was impressive, the confidence that he had.
Yeah.
You can't take that away. So we ended up leaving. Cheech we go separate ways. Paul, Bill, and his girlfriend get in an Uber. They go back to our place. We go with Brendan. He drove there. He didn't drink the whole time, so he drove us back to our place, and we were all going to meet up and have cake. I bought this fucking $60 fat ass cake from the bakery down the way, which is goddamn delicious. You were at my house for cake last time, right, Kevin?
Yeah. Yep.
Same place. So if you remember that cake, it was epic cake.
Yep.
And when we're driving home, Cheech threw up all over himself and all inside the car.
In the Uber?
No,
in Brendan's car.
Oh, I didn't know okay.
In the Puminati's car.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, all inside. Like threw up on his kid's child seat. Threw up all in the back. Like it was fucking gross. It was terrible. So when we got back to our place, I spent like a good hour cleaning out this car, cleaning out Cheech's puke chunks, and it was the chunkiest puke I've ever fucking seen. It was great. I swear to God,
that goulash.
I swear to God, this guy didn't chew his fucking food. It was gross.
So
there
was like a fucking whole wrapped burrito.
Yeah, dude. I felt like kind of like that scene in Pulp Fiction where they're cleaning out Marvin's brain in the back of the car.
Yeah,
but it was Cheech's puke.
Oh my God.
And the guy, to his credit, Brendan was so nice about the whole thing. He didn't act like an asshole or wasn't like mad. Like he was pretty chill about it. I mean, I did a majority of the cleanup, but still he had to drive home in that fucking filth.
Windows down for sure.
I hit it some disinfected scented spray. I did my best. I cleaned up all the chunks from the fucking the creases in the seat. Oh, it was rough, dude.
How do you do with vomit? Or does it fuck you up? Like if you smell someone else puking or see someone else puking, will that trigger you to vomit?
I actually did really, really good until like the end where I almost puked when I was like putting away the final like trash bag. I was just like, I don't know why. Well, actually all right. So Cheech puked all over himself, all in that car, right outside the car in like the neighbor's driveway, which we had to park in. I don't know why Brendan picked that spot, but whatever. Puked in the neighbor's driveway. Ended up, and he's all like fucked up. Like, I'm good. Just leave me. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Wait, Cheech was saying that?
Yeah.
It's like you guys are in Vietnam. I'm already dead. Just go to the chopper.
Yeah. Like
Save yourself.
He's like Lieutenant Dan. Like I want to die here on the battlefield with my fallen soldiers, my men.
My chunks.
It's like, dude, no, you're not going to sleep out here. We're going to get you inside. So I had to carry him in his puke covered body. He puked right in front of like our walkway into our apartment. That's what I texted you guys.
Yeah.
The next morning, I'm in like a group text message chain with my neighbors, which is not very active or annoying, but whatever. And so they texted, someone heads up, someone puked right in front of the apartment. It was probably a drunk kid, but I know there's a really bad stomach virus going around. And I didn't respond at all. I ended up just cleaning up the puke with we have a hose right there. So I fucking power hosed it for a good 10 minutes or 10, 15 minutes.
10, huh?
Yeah. Sorry. 10, 15 minutes. Dude, there was one point where there was almost like a baseball sized clump of puke that I was spraying across the sidewalk. It's like he swallowed a full apple or something. I don't know.
Oh my!
It was
God,
fucking gross, and I didn't respond to the text message until I cleaned it up, and I was like, I cleaned it up, and they're all like, "Oh, thank God! That sucks that you even had to do that. I'm sorry you went through that," and I just didn't respond. It was
bunch of fucking animals in this neighborhood.
It's kind of my team, so I kind of had to.
Oh my God!
Dude.
So, how bad was Cheech's next day? That's got to be.
It was terrible,
horrible hangover.
He didn't do shit. Dude, at one point, he slept in my bathroom. It looked like, honestly, it looked like
he was
a heroin
Borging,
overdose.
Huh? Like he was Borging.
Oh, yeah. Like he had two Borgs.
He was Ernest Borgnine.
This guy, after I clean up his shit, he was in my bathroom. I go to my bathroom. His feet are out of my tub. He's passed out like sideways in the tub. So you know what I mean? So it's like not long way. So he's like curled up with his feet outside the tub, fully clothed, covered in puke in his face. And he's just like, it looked like he just like overdosed on like heroin or something. It was just like in the tub dying.
How bad did your bathroom smell?
Gross. It was fucking, it was terrible.
So he, like, you guys put him in the tub.
I don't know. I think my brothers or Paul, bitch ass Paul probably did it, put him in the tub.
And then after, like, he got deposited there, he continued barfing in the tub.
Yeah, he barfed in the tub a couple times. So that's kind of whack. That lengthened my cleanup. And then he slept on my floor, puked in my toilet a bunch of times.
How is there anything left of him?
I had to like make sure. Say it again.
How is there anything left of him? That sounds like a lot of barf.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely lost weight on his birthday. So that's.
It sounds like he was like if he just had a single droplet more of soju, that would have been a trip to the hospital. That's
it probably should have been a trip to the hospital, is what it sounds like. If he threw up that much, he probably should have gone to the hospital.
I don't know, like, what alcohol poisoning looks like if it doesn't look like that.
Well, he survived, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did my best to take care of him. You know, I got him a bunch of water, none of which he was drinking. I make sure he like didn't fall asleep on his back. You know, it was like that crazy. It was just like
does he remember any of it?
No, he doesn't remember leaving the bar.
Oh,
it was just like, dude,
that's
you owe
worst.
Brendan money for an interior car wash and an apology and a bunch of stuff.
I mean, you could have used that as
You
could have used that as an opportunity to really fuck with him too, like take a dump on him and be like, "Oh, do you remember shitting your pants?"
Yeah. Well, you were just saying how you were 40. I mean, I'm 36. I feel like I don't know. My brain just doesn't go there anymore.
You should have texted me during. Well, the whole reason I didn't go with you guys is because I got like the jet lag going to Japan wasn't all that bad. Like, the whole reason I didn't get wasted the whole time there is, like, by the time dinner rolled around, then you eat a big meal, and you have, like, a drink or two, I was fucking ready for bed. Like, I could not rage in my trip. But the coming back kicked my fucking ass. Like, I was nodding off. I saw Shazam 2 the day of MSPH Wrestling. I'd only been awake for, like, 2 hours when I went to the theater, and I was nodding off in the theater. I was nodding off during MSPH Wrestling, and I was like, there's no way I could have done a night of drinking in Long Beach. I mean, especially when that was the end result. Because, like, I probably would have been like, well, I'm jet lagged, so I'll be the DD, and then Cheech would have puked all over my car. And I apologize to the Puminati, but that sounds like a horrible night. I'm glad I didn't have to clean all those chunks out of my car.
Yeah, I mean, he was really cool about it. So thank you, Brendan, for that. I cleaned it up as best as I could. I felt like an hour on that. Maybe it wasn't that long, but man, it was fucking gross. It was awesome seeing Cheech have like the time of his life. I thought that was cool because he doesn't get out and drink and party as much as I did when I was his age, or we did when he was his age. So he kind of needs to get that stuff out of his system. He was a little, late to the party on that stuff, so to speak. But
I mean, on your birthday, when we went to that same bar, it was the same thing. He had all these chicks kept wanting to come up and dance with him because he was doing the Elaine.
Dude, just not giving a fuck, just Elaineing all over the dance floor. There's some black guys out there really dancing their ass off, and she's just like getting in between them.
Yeah, she
like,
just
what's up?
Went in and stole all their pussy.
Yeah, I drank all their milkshakes.
and then barfed it up.
Couldn't turn it into anything. He just puked all over Brendan's car. It was terrible, but it was a lot of fun. I was like the only one who didn't puke that night. Paul puked. Bill puked. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a bunch of lightweight pussies. I'm usually I'm usually someone who pukes, so I'm happy that I I
Yeah.
didn't.
You puked on your birthday, but you at least made it back to the house and puked in your toilet.
I did puke on my birthday. Yep. See, it's pussy ass drinking genetics us Clarks have, and well, I mean, bitch ass Paul. but
Honestly, I would not
can't expect
call
much out of him.
what you guys have pussy genetics because you guys drink your fucking faces off. I mean, you guys definitely drink enough to be puking, so I don't think it's your genetics. I think you like to party.
Yes, it's got to be a little more responsible, even though I hate responsibility.
Yeah, fuck that. You guys still got a couple more. You got a couple more birthdays in your 30s. Fucking let them ride. You have plenty of time to be a
it's just
bitch
the
ass
shitty
later.
feeling. It's just the shitty feeling and cleanup. I mean, my cleanup wasn't nearly as bad as Cheech's, but I don't know. If he could have had any part of that or witnessed that at all, he would never want to do that again. And maybe might not anymore, anyways. Because
Yeah.
it was bad. I mean, this fucking guy, he took off like his flannel, and I threw it out when I was drunk, and I probably should have just put it in like his hamper or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was just like, dude,
Fuck your flannel.
if I was you, I guess I infuse my own logic. Like if I shit my own pants, I throw my pants out. Like if I puke all over my shirt, like I would just throw my shirt out. That's how I saw when I got it off him. Was like, I wouldn't like if that were my shirt, I wouldn't want my puke shirt in my hamper. I'd be like, you know what? Just light it on fire. Get rid of it. I'm done with it.
How close to your guys' place were you when he started puking? Because I've only puked.
I want to say like a mile. But like
It's always how it happens.
I mean, yeah, the bar is only probably 2 miles from my house, right?
Oh, so you're
not
halfway.
long at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have been better if he just pulled the trigger in the bathroom and just barfed 5,000 times there and then got in the car. Seems like it was a long night of barfing.
Yeah. I mean, if we'd stayed any longer and Bill's girlfriend was trying to get him out of the bar for a little while because like she knew he was fucking wasted.
Yeah.
And he was just having a grand old time dancing with these black chicks. And he was just like, no, just give me a little longer. Like,
I'm this close to sealing the deal. I'm going to have a birthday three-way.
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Cheech.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
How old is he now?
He's 29. He's old.
Look, it's his last birthday in his 20s. You got to puke all over the place. Sorry to Brendan,
He really went
but
out in a bang. Man, you missed it, man.
you know what? I'm very happy with the decision I made for Saturday night.
Yeah. 5-hour MSPH wrestling. That's quite a chore as well.
It was
Why was
a
it
bit
so much longer this time?
I don't know. I wonder if Dom just got excited with the new because it was the first MSPH wrestling with an updated wrestling game. So I know he spent months rebuilding every character from scratch of the whole roster. So he might have just been super pumped and wanted to, rightfully so, show off his hard work.
It was awesome.
Yeah, everybody's new characters look fucking great, and I don't know. I feel like we can fine tune this and tweak it a little bit. It definitely doesn't need to be a nearly 5-hour event because I think on the Zoom, if you're on the Patreon, you get a Zoom link, so you can like party with us. And every MSPH wrestling that we've done since we've been doing them on Zoom, people get fucking wasted, and the longer it goes, the more wasted people get, and people are fucking passing out on Zoom. Like it got to a point where everybody was so wasted they weren't even watching the matches anymore, which is I'm sure not what Dom is going for. So
how many matches were there?
A lot.
I feel like if there's 8, that's pretty much 3 hours.
yeah, and I feel like that's a bit
Was there
much
more
too.
than that?
I think there was. I think there might have been 11.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I just gotta tune it a little bit, shorten it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, I was there for 2 of the hours, and it was a lot of fun. I wish I could have stayed the whole time, but had plans to clean up Cheech's puke.
Jesus Christ, man. Rough. Fucking rough. The 20s.
It was the chunkiest puke I've ever seen.
So when I was younger, my best friend in middle school. Like, it was when I switched from going to Catholic school to public school. And my buddy came with me to stay at my dad's. And I think to like, right up until the day my dad died, I'm pretty sure he fully believed that my buddy was wasted. And he wasn't. At that point, like, I don't think I'd ever gotten drunk yet. I'd never gotten high, never done any drugs. But we slept on, like, my dad had these big couches in his living room, and we put on MTV, and we were watching, like, a Beavis and Butthead marathon to fall asleep to. And he was on one section of the couch, I was on the other one, and he got up and just was like, ooh, 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 making all these weird noises. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he just starts going like, blah, blah, and he's just like making no effort to go to the bathroom or anything, just sitting up on the couch, barfing off the side of it. And I don't know what to do. So like, I run and I wake up my dad and I'm like, dude, he's just fucking puking out here. And when we finally get back out to the living room, it had accumulated like a snowdrift. There was a ramp going from the seat cushion of the couch down to the floor, just a triangle of puke. I had never seen anything like it in my life, and he would not stop. And my dad's like running to the bathroom, and he gets like a big pot, and he puts that underneath him, and he fills that up with puke, and then just keeps puking on the floor. It was wretched. And like, that was...
It was before drinking?
Yeah. Like, as far as I knew, maybe if he was doing stuff, he was hiding it from me, but like, I don't know what made him do that. He was a diabetic, but I don't think that fucking factors into it. Like, he just woke up in the middle of the night.
I don't know.
And barfed a literal mountain. Like, it wasn't splooshing out and turning into a puddle. It became a volcano. And it was horrifying. Horrifying. Like, my dad had a butcher knife, and they were just scooping the puke up and putting it in a trash can, and then when they got all of that up, he had to use a blade to like scrape the carpet to get the barf out of it. Oh, fucking nasty. Well, that was a very disgusting episode of MSPH. Shuddy Boy, I know you had a game prepared for us, but we went super long. Do you mind saving that to next week?
Not at all.
Sweet. Thank you, friend. And
you're very welcome.
Thank you to the Puminati. Apologize for taking last week off. But I feel like this was, Jesus Christ, that Cheech story. That's got to make up for a week off, right?
That was worth its weight in gold.
So thank you guys for listening. If you want to see the video of this, we're trying out a new thing using my MacBook instead of my PC. Made it easier to share video and make this fucking Japanese sugar meth that is still rocking me. I guess I do keep taking little tongue darts of it. It's all my fault. But youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. I also put a video up on there of me walking through Japanese space toilets, so you can check that out there too. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffro Records. Oh, please check out the Black Irish Pod.
Yeah.
I was the guest this week with the homie Brendan. He does a great job. It was a lot of fun. It was like an hour and 45-minute long podcast. We talked a lot of different topics, stuff that would be of interest to the Puminati, some that, hopefully just the back and forth gets you interested in. But it was a good conversation, a lot of fun. And he's
after Cheech destroyed his car, he could use a listener bump.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a billboard of his podcast on my car to make up for what Cheech did.
And check out MSPH Podcast and at Horisano if you want to check out the super cool dude that tatted me up. He's done some stuff on Alex too. Real fucking cool dude. Definitely worth a follow. Does some really interesting traditional Japanese tattoos if you want to see those. And if you want more MSPH in your life, please check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Tons and tons and tons of stuff up there. Lots of shit been cranked out in the last few weeks. Got a couple videos from Japan up there too. New snack attack. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. I think that's it, right? You got anything else to promote? Shuddy?
Nope. Nothing else to promote.
Word. All right, friends. Thank you for listening, but until next time, something.